Have you ever taken two medications together and hours later felt something wasn't quite right? Maybe you felt unusually tired, or dizzy when standing up, or mentally foggy in a way you couldn't explain. Maybe you told yourself, "I'm just getting older," or maybe I didn't sleep well. But the truth is this: many adults over 60 experience these symptoms not because of age, but because of medication combinations they were never warned about. For years, we believed something simple: if the doctor prescribed it, and I take it correctly, then it must be safe. But today, we'll uncover a surprising truth. Most medication-related problems happen not because of a single drug, but because of interactions between drugs, supplements, and even foods or habits we think are harmless. Some of these interactions are quiet, some are invisible, some feel like normal aging, and some, only when we finally learn about them, suddenly make sense of symptoms we've ignored for years. But here's the most important part. This video is not about fear. This video is about empowerment, senior health, senior wellness, aging gracefully, longevity tips, and understanding your body with wisdom. If you stay until the end, you'll discover a hidden interaction that even longtime patients and caregivers rarely know, and once you understand it, it can change how you approach every medication in your life. This is timeless elder wisdom, where we honor your experience, your resilience, and your right to age with clarity, purpose, and confidence. If you value practical guidance for healthy aging and staying active in old age, consider liking this video and subscribing. Now, let's begin. 1. Blood pressure medications plus NSAIDs, the silent tug-of-war. Blood pressure medications are among the most commonly prescribed drugs for people over 60. ACE inhibitors, ARBs, diuretics, beta blockers, millions rely on them every day. And NSAIDs like ibuprofen, naproxen, diclofenac, they're household items. They sit quietly in the medicine cabinet, waiting to rescue you from joint pain, backache, stiffness after gardening, or soreness after a long walk. On their own, each medication makes sense, but together, they create a conflict inside the body, a tug-of-war you can't see. Blood pressure medications tell the blood vessels, relax. Soften. Lower the pressure. NSAIDs tell the kidneys, hold onto more fluid. Tighten those vessels. Prepare for inflammation. When those two messages collide, your body becomes confused. Blood pressure may quietly rise, fluid may build up in the legs, dizziness can show up at random moments, the kidneys work harder than they should. The worst part, it doesn't happen suddenly. It creeps in slowly, so most people assume it's just aging. Let me tell you a deeper story. Mr. Thomas, 72, was a proud gardener. His mornings always started with watering the roses and checking the tomatoes. One spring, his knees began aching, so he took ibuprofen a few times a week. Nothing dramatic. Nothing excessive, but gradually, he noticed headaches he didn't have before. He felt more tired during walks. His ankles puffed slightly in the evenings. He believed it was because he had crossed into his 70s. Months later, at a routine checkup, his doctor noticed his blood pressure had quietly crept up, not because he stopped his blood pressure medication, but because ibuprofen was silently undoing the benefits. The challenge: pain is real. Relief is necessary. The positive side: once people understand this interaction, they become wiser in choosing alternatives, like acetaminophen, topical creams, warm compresses, or gentle senior exercise routines that support joints without overloading them. Awareness turns fear into confidence. If you're still with me, comment 1 below. It helps me know you're learning something valuable. 2. Blood thinners plus herbal supplements, when natural becomes too strong. This is one of the most misunderstood combinations in senior health. Herbal supplements, garlic, turmeric, ginger, ginkgo, ginseng, feel harmless because they come from nature. But nature has power, and natural substances, especially concentrated in pill form, can intensify the effect of blood thinners like warfarin, Eliquis, Xarelto, or Plavix. This doesn't always lead to immediate symptoms. Often, it shows up as unexplained bruising, bleeding gums, nosebleeds, unusual fatigue, darker stools, slower healing. And most older adults blame aging instead of interactions. Here's a deeper, real-world story. Mrs. Helen, 68, was an active grandmother. She loved cooking, quilting, and going on short hikes. To support her joints, she began taking turmeric capsules, recommended by her friend who swore by them. Weeks later, she noticed she bruised more easily. Her toothbrush caused her gums to bleed slightly. She assumed her skin was getting thinner with age. But it wasn't age. It was turmeric quietly boosting the effect of her blood thinner. No one had ever explained to her that natural does not mean neutral. This is why many older adults unintentionally double the effects of medications. The challenge: we all want natural relief. The positive: once you understand this, you don't have to stop using herbs. You simply use them with awareness, timing, and discussion with your doctor. If you're still here, type 2 inches the comments. It means you're investing in your health wisdom. 3. Diabetes medications plus beta blockers, the hidden mask. This interaction is subtle, and that's what makes it dangerous. Diabetes medications can lower blood sugar. Normally, the body sends clear warnings. Shaking, sweating, feeling anxious, heart beating faster, a sudden wave of hunger. But beta blockers, often taken for heart rhythm, blood pressure, or anxiety, can hide these signals. Imagine trying to drive with the dashboard lights turned off. You wouldn't know when the engine overheats. You wouldn't know when the fuel is low. The warning signs disappear. That's what happens here. Let me share a deeper story from a viewer who wrote to the channel. Mr. Alvarez, 70, had lived with diabetes for 20 years. He knew his body well. He always recognized low sugar immediately, until he started a beta blocker. Suddenly, low blood sugar didn't feel like shaking or sweating. It felt like mild confusion, a sense of being a little off. As he described, one morning, he fainted in his kitchen, something that had never happened before. When he learned beta blockers were masking the early warnings, he said something powerful: "I wasn't losing control. I was losing the signals." The challenge: the body becomes quieter with age. The positive: knowledge helps you stay one step ahead, checking sugar more often, learning new symptoms, and adjusting routines. This is a perfect example of aging gracefully, understanding the body's whispers before they become shouts. 4. Antidepressants plus sleep medications, the slow drift. Millions of older adults take medications for anxiety, low mood, or sleep. But when these medications are combined, the result can be a gentle, quiet slowing down of the entire system. This isn't dramatic sedation, it's subtle. You may feel slower thinking, heavier mornings, reduced coordination, more frequent naps, conversations feeling slightly harder to follow, walking with less confidence, feeling emotionally distant. For many people, it feels like getting older. But often, it's simply the medication combination. Let me share a deeper, emotional story. Ms. Eleanor, 74, had always been sharp. Her children called her the family historian because she remembered dates, stories, and details no one else did. She took an antidepressant during the day to keep her mood steady. It helped her tremendously. But when her sleep became restless, she added a sleep medication. Gradually, she felt slower. She described it as walking through fog. Her confidence dropped. She stopped going to her weekly knitting group. She avoided long conversations. She thought, maybe this is just what happens in your 70s. It wasn't. It was the combination, not the age. Once she adjusted timing and lowered her sleep medication, her clarity returned. Her daughter later said, "It felt like she came back to us." The challenge: we all want rest, calm, and emotional balance. The positive: understanding this interaction helps restore energy, clarity, and confidence, especially balance and gait, which matter deeply for fall prevention. If you're still with me, comment 4. It helps this channel grow and reach more seniors who need support. And if you haven't yet, subscribe to Timeless Elder Wisdom to keep receiving insights for senior wellness and healthy aging. 5. Statins plus certain antibiotics, the muscle warning signal. Statins are life-saving medications for many older adults. They protect the heart, reduce plaque, and support long-term health. But when combined with certain antibiotics, especially clarithromycin or erythromycin, the statin suddenly becomes stronger than intended. The liver becomes overloaded, muscles feel strained, legs may feel heavy or weak, walking becomes more tiring. Here's a longer, detailed story. Mr. Raymond, 69, took his statin every night, faithfully, responsibly. When he developed a sinus infection, his doctor prescribed an antibiotic. He took it without hesitation. 2 days later, he noticed something unusual. Climbing stairs felt like lifting weights. His calves burned. His balance felt different. He thought he was catching the flu, but he wasn't. Was the antibiotic slowing down the statin's elimination, causing it to accumulate in the bloodstream? This interaction happens quietly, yet millions of older adults are never told about it. The challenge: sometimes medications overlap unexpectedly, a new prescription, a quick urgent care visit, or a weekend refill. The positive: one sentence can protect you. I'm on a statin. Does this antibiotic work safely with it? Knowledge becomes your shield. 6. Alcohol plus prescription medications, the most overlooked combination of all. This is the final combination, the one few people consider, the one with effects so subtle that most people blame age instead. Even a small amount of alcohol, a glass of wine, a drink at dinner, a beer with friends, can amplify the effects of blood pressure medication, sleep aids, anxiety medication, antidepressants, pain relievers, heart medications. Because after age 60, the body processes alcohol differently, sensitivity increases, metabolism slows, the brain becomes more responsive, the liver works harder. Let me share a profound story. Mr. Daniels, 76, had enjoyed half a glass of red wine every evening for decades. It was his routine, his ritual, his quiet moment of peace. But after starting a new heart medication, he noticed that standing up felt harder. He felt unsteady after dinner. His sleep became lighter, then heavier, then unpredictable. He said, "I thought old age was catching up to me." But the truth was simple. His usual glass of wine was now interacting differently because of the medication, not because he was fading, but because his body had changed. The challenge: we want to enjoy life's small pleasures. The positive: you don't have to give them up. You simply adjust. Timing, moderation, and awareness help you enjoy life fully while staying safe, clear, and confident. If you're still watching, comment 6. It means you care deeply about your health and longevity. Let's recap the 6 combinations. Blood pressure medications plus NSAIDs. Blood thinners plus herbal supplements. Diabetes medications plus beta blockers. Antidepressants plus sleep medications. Statins plus certain antibiotics. Alcohol plus prescription medications. Now here's the truth: aging is not a process of losing power, it's a process of gaining wisdom. Every decade gives you new knowledge, new perspective, new understanding of your body and your life. This video is not asking you to fear your medications, it's reminding you that your health is a partnership between your experience and your choices. You deserve clarity, you deserve respect. You deserve information that helps you stay strong, independent, active, and purposeful. Your life is still full of possibility. Your story still has chapters waiting to be written. Your wisdom is needed by your family, your community, and the younger generation who will one day walk the same path. In the comments below, tell me, which insight today will you remember most? If this video brought you clarity, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone who might benefit. Thank you for spending your time with Timeless Elder Wisdom, your trusted companion for senior health, senior wellness, and aging gracefully. And when you're ready, choose another video on your screen to continue your journey toward longevity, purpose, and a life lived fully.